celebration of Jesus' resurrection and his triumph over the grave. The empty tomb, symbolic of his eternal life. Makgoba says South Africans can draw hope from the story of Easter. Whilst too many are still living in the tombs of poverty and indignity, young people can make a change to roll away the proverbial stone of corruption and inequality. He says the country's politicians have not done nearly enough to create a prosperous society.
You would think that if they were truly focused on the well-being of their constituents, they would overcome their differences enough to collaborate in coalition governments, to put an end to corruption, and to provide decent services to our communities. But instead, they play in again, out again revolving doors, changing mayors and speakers the way other people change their socks.
Makgoba says the country's leadership must be held accountable.
The trickle of disconnected announcement, for example, on the investigation arising from the theft of money from the president's Palapala farm, still hasn't explained satisfactorily why such large amount of money weren't banked. And the ANC's refusal to allow a parliamentary inquiry is reminiscent of the cover-ups of the Zuma administration. If we are to build the nation we want, one based on transparency and honesty, the president needs to give us a simple, single, comprehensive account of what happened and why it happened.
He has urged young people to rise against the status quo.
By adopting the new struggle, we can inspire a multitude of disillusioned young people who despise politicians, who spurn politics, and who won't even register to vote, but instead pursue rampant consumerism because we have failed to give them a vision which would attract them to public service. Let us urge them, dear friends, to organize in their communities as well as regionally and nationally. Let us urge them to register with the Independent Electoral Commission and to campaign to rejuvenate our politics.
Makgoba says people of faith have a commitment to work for peace in all countries ravaged by war, unsettled by hatred, and denied a future by the greed and power lust of a few. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.